A 6-wicket stand of 120 between Peter Trigo and Lewis Gregory ensured that Somerset clung on for the draw on the last day of their LV County Championship match with Sussex in Taunton. Quick runs were the order of the last morning when Sussex resumed their second innings on 311 for 2 for a lead of 245. Chris Nash was soon adding to his overnight score of 76. And after just 20 minutes of play, he turned that into his second 100 from his last 2 championship innings, this one coming off 148 balls and being reached with his 14th 4 to go with 1-6. After a bad run, Nash's sudden rediscovery of his form proves the point that class will out. It was a fine knock from the 32-year-old. His overnight partner Matt Machin had already recorded the best score of his career of 137, and he reached a maiden 150 off 207 balls and then started to add to his tally of boundaries, which stood at 19 when he raised his bat. This had been a sensational knock in a sensational partnership, which was now beyond 250. For some, it was a mystery why Ed Joyce kept his batsman out there. Nash and Machin wouldn't have minded that at all. Their stand for the third wicket was moving up to 290. Nash adding another 6 along the way, while Machin at the other end closed in on his double 100 after watching Gregory deliver a 10-ball over at one point. But on 192, Machin came down the pitch and was bowled by Abdurrahman. He left probably thinking that he should have just tried to hit the ball out of the ground. Now on 440 for 3, Sussex led by 374, but still they went on. Craig Kachopa falling leg before to Rahman 8 runs later. Luke Wright then came in and smashed the spinner for 3 sixes from his first 5 balls just before lunch, which came a tad early because of the light. At the lunch break, the lead had risen to 402, but that was still not enough for Joyce. Wright made it 4 sixes from his first 7 deliveries, and then he added a 5th to race to 39 from only 12 when the declaration did come. Sussex ended on 490 for 4, and that set Somerset an impossible 425 to win in 68 overs. Nash had ended unbeaten on 142, and now watched Marcus Trescothick and Tom Abel make an excellent start to their chase, if it could really be called that. Realistically, the best they could manage was a draw. Winning fourth innings totals of 400 plus have been made at Taunton this summer, but not in such time. But given the way this pitch was playing right now, Joyce had a right to be cautious. The Somerset openers scored 69 runs from the first 19 overs, and then from nowhere there was a sudden collapse. Luke Wells came on and bowled Trescothick behind his legs for 33 with his very first ball. Then in the leg spinners next over, he picked up the wicket of Johan Myberg, also on the sweep, with a top edge to Machin. In the next over, Ashar Zaidi was offered a simple return catch by James Hildreth, who was on his way for a single. And then 5 balls after that, Wells had figures of 3 for 7 as Abel edged to Nash after making 36. The Sussex spinners were on fire. The visitors sensed victory when their host lost a 5th wicket in the space of 31 deliveries, when Jim Allenby was sharply held by Joyce off Zaidi, a wicket which left Somerset on 84 for 5 and in trouble with 44 overs still to go. It looked as if Joyce had judged his declaration perfectly after all. He now had the last session to find the final 5 wickets to pull off an amazing win, but Trigo had other ideas. The pacemen had nothing like the influence of the spinners, and Trigo rarely missed out on any opportunity to score. Joyce naturally employing some attacking fields with any chance of Somerset winning, now akin to planets being made of cheese. Trigo made his second 50 of the match to give his side hope of saving this game. By this stage he'd survived for 83 balls, but rather than block it out as so many might have chosen to do, he played his natural game, his latest half-century containing 9 fours. There were now 19 more overs for him to see out. Gregory, struggling for form this season with the bat, supported him really well. His role was of equal importance, of course, Trigo not being able to save this match all by himself. Gregory did keep his instincts at bay for the most part, these boundaries less frequent for him. After those amazing few overs earlier on, Sussex could now feel the game slipping away from them. Wells, who'd started his first spell in such a dramatic style, was unable to keep it going. Trigo dominating a match-saving partnership of 120, which used up 43 overs. It was ended all too late for the visitors. Gregory on 32 out to Ollie Robinson, who turned to bowling spinners, right with the catch at leg slip. But moments later the captain shook hands on the draw, with Somerset ending on 208 for 6, Trigo with 95 of those to give him hero status in Taunton. Somerset took 10 points to the 9 for Sussex. The visitors likely to be touching the bottom 2 of the First Division once Worcestershire finish off Hampshire. They next have a big game with Notts in Horsham a week on Sunday, while Somerset head to Merchant Taylor's School to take on Middlesex from this Saturday. They too need some points from that game.